Well now, this certainly throws a wrench in today's plans. Oh well. Morning guys, today is Monday the 19th. Was not mentally ready to wake up to a dense fog advisory. Okay then, either way, we'll figure this out. We've got, if you follow me on Instagram, we had a true mess of a day yesterday. So a couple days ago, you know, the field, was it not the last video? The video before last, when I was bailing in that community, we got rained out that night. Then the last video I showed you all the storm damage out here. And like I said in that video, it isn't bad, it's just kind of aggravating because you know it's going to be a setback. But so that was Saturday. We didn't do anything with any hay that was on the ground Saturday. We were letting the fields dry, letting the hay dry. So then yesterday, Sunday, we wake up to, I think at this time it was a 10% chance of rain. Not that big a deal, but it was going to be like 95 degrees. We're thinking, perfect. We'll get that stuff raked, let it lay, and then we can go bale it mid-afternoon. So we get the rakes going. They rake close to 100 acres of hay and 20 acres of just weeds and junk on a field we always leave fallow. Well, about 1 o'clock, there's thunderstorms kind of blowing up north of us. All right, well, the hay's not dry enough to physically go out there yet. I mean, you know, the underside of that row was wet, so we had to leave it lay in the sun so it'd be dry and not all gnarly. And all of a sudden the storms decided they wanted to move southwest. We had both balers going by 2 o'clock, which we were still finding a few tough spots, but for the most part it was all right. We got the first 50 acres done, and I was thinking, all right, we're gonna get through a lot of this. And then we don't make it another 10 acres and 50-mile-an-hour winds hit. Now, I don't know if you've ever been around hay. It's pretty light and fluffy when it's dry. So you get a nice raked row that's, you know, 2 foot high, weighs nothing. 50-mile-an-hour wind, it's gone. And like I said, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you saw them windrows just flying away. Ugh. But life moves on, you know, it is what it is. So the plan this morning was to have the rakes go re-rake the hay, because Cameron and I kept baling. I said, you know what, it looks like it's gonna rain. I'm gonna bale everything I can until I can't. But we got across the field, and I wasn't gonna sit there and go chasing scraps, so we called it a night. Plan this morning is to re-rake that, then come out here and rake a couple of fields. And while the rakes were doing that, I was gonna spray like another 100 acres of feed, and then start baling after lunch. But now here it is, 8 a.m. Visibility is about 200 yards. So I'm gonna take time, go get me a nice little breakfast burrito over here at the C-store. Go check a few pivots and things. And then I guess go to the shop and figure out a new plan. Drives me nuts when the plan changes before the plan even starts. Oh, as you can see, the fog's starting to burn off. But we found a fun-filled project for the day. So it's July, which for us means our insurance policy renews, which means got to go through and put new insurance cards and everything. Here's the stack so far, but I'm still not done. All the pickups, all the trucks, all the trailers. Takes a little while. I just had Cameron and Blanca helping me. Cameron did trucks, Blanca did pickups. I'm doing trailers because trailers have the most. And there's some really weird names of like our silage trailers because they come out of Canada, but when they're shipped across the border, they don't have any axles under them. They're just a storage container. technically, or something like that. So like one of them is classified as a homemade trailer. So it takes a little getting used to remember what everything is called. It takes about an hour to go through and do everything. Almost done though. There we go. There's the stack. All done. Still can't go spray. Maddie and the big chief just sorted a pen of cattle, and then we all weighed them. They weighed about 760, so they need another 3 weeks yet. Think of the market. Sorry. But as you can see, the dew's burned off, so I'm gonna go load up the sprayer. By the time I get it loaded, get all the way to the first field, should be good to go. Oh, the joys of farming around town. So here's the aftermath of yesterday's mess. The rakes are cleaning it up, getting it put back into windrows for us. Like I said, Cameron and I were out here trying to get it baled when it hit, but you can only go so fast. Oh well. It's one thing that sucks about flood fields. You have to spray it the way it irrigates. So I got to do 50 passes instead of 10, because it's a half mile that way. It's less than a quarter mile this way. But if I was to spray it that way, then we'd have trouble getting the water across the field because it hit my sprayer tracks and go all over the place. That's why it's planted this way and I'm spraying it this way. All the stripes are from our VT not being set correctly, and then taking an extra foot on each pass and not realizing all the weeds they were leaving behind. It happens. Well, that didn't take too long. Oh, steer my elbow here. 40 acres down, now a, what is it, 15-mile drive over back that way to the next field. Oh, slow down. The one thing I hate about this sprayer, you have to be going under 5 miles an hour to get it to fold. Well, come on, come on. Finally, here we go. I made it to the second field, got noticing something pretty interesting out here. So I'm chasing a lot of pigweed. That's the majority of what's out here. But you see these taller weeds? That's kochia. And I got looking at it, and it's cutting across here. And if I look close, I can find distinct lines in it. And I got thinking, oh yeah, this farm had cattle grazing on it all winter. And now that I think about it, I remember seeing cattle, once they start a path, they'll all follow the same path over and over again. Well, their water was clear over here. So a couple times a day, they'd walk through this field in the exact same place. So that kochia is right in the path that the cattle left behind. Sorry, I gotta look at what I'm doing here. Oh, come back. Come back. But yeah, I just find that pretty cool. You can see there's a real good line. They kind of keep crisscrossing each other, but if you look, you can see lines in it. Alright, almost done. Spraying's done. Now baling wind-blown hay while it's bone dry. There's Cam, having fun bouncing through this rough field. I got tired of bouncing, I shifted down. But yeah, we got this, and then a field of weeds down there, and then we can finally get the balers back on the other side of the river. Well, one thing's for sure, these weeds are producing like crazy. Got a whole 5 bales off the re-raked 50 acres, and this 20 acres, I'm already at 20 bales, and I've baled from right there to here. Yeah, so we got Kenny in the loader, Hector in the truck. And this is just a field that the ground isn't good, so it doesn't pay to try and raise a decent crop on it. The rains we get will bring up the kochia and pigweeds and stuff, and about once or twice a year we'll just come in here, clean it up. Makes good cattle feed. That turned out to be pretty productive. There was like 80 bales on 20 acres there. Of course, it won't produce anything the rest of the year probably, so, you know, one great cutting a year. That's what we get. So now we're going to road these things into town, go north, park them in the hay shed, then we can do some baling tonight with them. Did not see this coming. So we brought the balers out of town. What was that, 4:30? I think by the time we got out here. And Cameron is asking, what time will we bale tonight? I go, man, as hot as it is, as low as the humidity is, it's going to be late, like 10, 11. Well, driving around looking at farms, see the neighbors over there go get started baling. I go, well, that's odd. I was finishing my drive, went by the house, walked in, looked at the weather station, 57% humidity. Oh crap, time to go. So I go running out of the house, Snapchat Cameron, he's right there, half mile away with his baler. Oh, was not expecting this. But on the plus side, should be done for the night by 10, so that's always nice, right? And there we have it. 50 acres of what should be barn hay baled. It's a little bleached from rain, but put up with some dang good moisture. So I got, again, Cameron back there. Either way, guys, I'm going to call it a night. It is 10 o'clock. It's a good time to call it night. Taking off with family the next few days, but that shouldn't affect videos because I'm already 2 weeks behind, so don't even worry about that. See you guys in the next video.